Welcome to another episode of Full Frontal Exposure, where everybody's opinion is a lie. First of all, big shout out to Jane Doe number 1 that testified in court from the Nasson, the LLDM. If anybody watched that today, last couple days, man, this woman gave a really powerful testimony in court about this pastor that had been basically sexually abusing her for a good part of her life. Parents shunned her after she testified. Guy got sentenced to 16 years. Fucking slap on the hand, basically, for the survivors that were abused by him. All happened down in California. The case has been going on for quite a while, so shout out to Jane Doe number 1 on that. Tonight, also what I want to talk about is there's a show on Netflix everybody should definitely watch. It's called, hang on a second here. Keep Sweet, Pray, and Obey. It's about FLDS, Warren Jeffs. I recommend everybody watch it. Watch it, watch it, watch it. I know a couple of people have already emailed me, told me I should watch it. I was waiting for it to come out, basically. Everybody should watch it. I highly recommend it. It's a good watch. It's a pretty easy watch. You could binge it on a Sunday morning, quick. It's very disturbing to say the least because you see the similarities between all the cults that we're looking at right now. You really do. It's disgustingly similar, really. And then you look at David's cult, you look at Warren Jeffs, you look at, NXIVM cult, you look at the 12 tribes. They're all real secretive, right? And that's what makes these cults so scary, right? Like with us looking at David specifically. What makes David's cult so sketchy? Godless Someone, what's up, my brother? Good to see you. Because there's no oversight with these fucking pieces of shit. We don't know what the fuck they're doing. For all we know, they could be running a fucking sex ring. Like the guy that just got busted in California, Godless Sewing, I'm sure you saw that. I don't know if you followed that. LLDM, it was fucking piece of shit, dude. Piece of fucking shit this guy is, man. Was fucking... This is where it's like, I get frustrated with what the system isn't doing. Why the fuck didn't that guy get his fucking church tax exempt status taken away? Everything taken away from him. He just got caught up in a sex case, a sex scandal with his fucking church. This is what's going on in the institution of the church. Nobody's paying attention to it. D-Jack reacts, yo, what's up, my boy? Welcome to the chat tonight, guys. Good to see everybody. The phone line is open too, by the way, guys. 314-492-3356. You want to call in and talk? That's good. Marlon Jones, good to see you, my brother. Good to see you again, man. Good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. Talking about tonight, Marlon, there's a good show on Netflix I was telling everybody watch. It's called Keep Sweet, Pray, and Obey. It's about the Latter-day Saints, FLDS, and Warren Jeffs, that fucking weirdo sack of shit that was marrying off like young kids and crap like that. That's what that fucking weirdo was doing. So really good documentary. I highly recommend it. And then we're kind of moving on to what is sketchy about these. If anybody's been paying attention in the religious world, there's been a lot of sex scandals going on in the church, man. And everybody's sitting back saying, oh, we just need to forgive them because it's the church. They make mistakes. No, these motherfuckers are fucking committing sexual assaults against kids. And still, they're not fucking doing anything about it. When we're blatantly pointing it out, like, hey, you guys need to have oversight on these people because look what the fuck they're doing. But again, the government doesn't want to get involved because it's the church and they'll lose. Marlon Jones, it's badass, dude. It's sick, bro. It's really sick to see how far these people will go, dude. Like the town where Warren Jeffs had his little fucking cult fucking compound built, he had it completely fucking video monitored, dude. It was weird, man. Completely video monitored. And what got him was he pulled some shit in Texas with kids, dude. And Texas doesn't fuck around when you start fucking around with kids in Texas, man. That was his mistake. He got off in another state somewhere, like real light. But you do that shit in Texas, man. You don't do that in Texas. They throw you in jail for life. And that's what happened. When they went and raided that fucking place, man, they were expecting another Waco the way they showed up. Dude, these guys were showing up with assault rifles and shit like that, so they were definitely expecting it. And again, going back to David, this is what's sketchy about David, is the fact that there's no oversight, right? He's buying all these mansions up, not filing taxes. It's sketchy, man. It scares me to think what is possibly going on. Oh yeah, dude. Utah's Mormon country, bro. You're right. Mormon country, Utah, dude. And there's some parts of Arizona, like corners of Arizona, that are kind of Mormon country too. But you're right. Mormon country, Utah, dude. They're into that like polygamy crap, dude. Like Warren Jeffs had like fucking 40 fucking wives, dude. Then he started marrying off kids. And there's pictures, like, you gotta watch it, Marlon Jones. You gotta sit down and watch it, man. It's gonna blow your fucking mind. You're gonna be like, holy fucking shit, how did they allow this to go on? You know, and again, I'm not here to call religion out as bad, but it's like it needs to be monitored closely, because it's only here in America that this fucking really extreme shit is happening. You don't see it happen in fucking Iceland or Europe or fucking Australia. Not as bad as you see it here in America. It's super crazy, Marlon, and it's sketchy as fuck, dude. It's sketchy as fuck to think what's actually going on inside these religious cults, man. Again, when we don't know what's going on, that's the scary part, really. That's the scary part, not knowing what's going on. Yeah, and Bill Cosby ASMR, the Mormons, dude. The Mormons, man. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, David hasn't shown his face for months. He's supposed to be live again soon. I honestly, me and Bill Cosby ASMR, we don't think he's going to show up. We don't think he's going to show up. He's going to run some other bullshit rerun and call it live and patch together some work and say, oh, look, we're live. We're doing all this great work for the ministry. And actually, no, they're not. I've made some new contacts too, and I've been sending out some emails. I've sent out fraud reports again, guys. I'm still on this asshole. I recommend that everybody file fraud against him too, because the only way they're going to stop this guy is financially. We've got to hit him where it hurts with the money. The IRS will not come after you for filing fraud against them. They can't. They can't. I had a question from one of the channel followers. It's called... I'm going to put it in the chat, Marlon Jones. That way everybody knows. It's called Keep Sweet, Pray, and Obey. Dude, it'll blow your mind, Marlon. It really will, man. It's going to open your eyes, and it really is, dude. That is religious extremism in our backyard, dude, and that's a religious prison, dude. We have the freedom of religion, you're absolutely right, but not the freedom to fucking be in a religious prison. Like these people, some of these fucking creeps are fucking creating, like Warren Jeffs. David E. Taylor. Oh, Matthew Moore. It's super sketchy, dude. It really is. It's very scary. It scared the shit out of me, dude. It scared the shit out of me because it's what's going on inside David's. We don't ever see him. We don't ever see where his finances are coming or going. I mean, who has this many names? Two, Matthew Moore. I mean, how many times is this church going to change its name to, like, I don't know, to accomplish its goal? That's my question too, is all the name changes. Again, I'm going to focus on a lot of things here, guys, because this is what we need to focus on. Name changes, the lawyers, the law firms, how deep this is going. It's not just David's fucking deposition now. Now we have a fucking well-known law firm getting tied up with a destructive cult. I mean, what do these law firms also not vet their clients? I would like to think that law firm looked into David and be like, we ain't fucking taking this piece of shit on. But again, in the end, they don't give a shit. It's all about money. And this, David probably paid this law firm, I don't know how much, to fucking send me a cease and desist. But I know the law firm's not going to do anything, and neither is David. Because David, in the end, is not going to go to court against the very system he is trying to defraud. He won't. He's not going to do it. He's too scared. He would have to give me all his paperwork, all the documents. He doesn't want to go through a system of discovery with me. That's why he's not suing me. He can't really. I've been threatened with lawsuit for filing fraud against him, but again, that's my freedom. Back to Manny, I think it was Manny Guzman who said, "Hey, have I had any response from the IRS?" I have, but it's mostly auto-generated responses that are fucking 4 or 5 months behind. Okay, I do get a response, but in the end, I've looked up the tax code. I've looked up the tax law on this because there's so much. I don't get it. These churches are supposed to be public entities. If there's an investigation into a 501c3, we'll never know if there's one, if one's been going on, if one's done, the charges, who is involved, how much money. Well, there is no transparency, zero. Never know. That's just the way the tax law works. And in my opinion, that's kind of bullshit, because if people are giving money to these churches, we should, if they're public interest, right? They need to show out where the fucking money's going, as far as I'm concerned. Because this is where money laundering starts. It's where it begins. As far as I know, Matthew Moore, do you know of any churches that have changed their names more than once? I mean, I'm just asking out of what you know of churches. Do you know of any churches that have changed their name more than once? I've only seen David's. I mean, how many times does one church need to change its name to David? I mean, I wish David would come in here and explain the reason for all the name changes. That's what I'm talking about. Warren Jeffs. Nasson Garcia. Yeah, fuck that Nasson Garcia, man. To listen, I recommend everybody listen to that woman's testimony too. You guys want to hear a real survivor? You guys want to hear what this guy did to these people? There's these prophets and apostles are giving like the bad name to the churches, basically. They're giving a really shitty name to the church, and I'm sure a lot of Christians would agree with it. A lot of people on the right side of the pew would agree with it, that they're not doing anything good for the religion, and they're going to continue with this until, I mean, if that guy's church, Nasson, his church, I'm not sure if it's in California or not. I can't remember where it's at. It could be down in Mexico. Okay, so it's a Mexico-based, yeah. So 3 children. There was originally 36 charges, I believe, and they only got hit with 3. And then, I mean, the guy looks like a fucking creep too, man. I mean, look at this fucking slob. That's the guy right there. Nasson Joaquin Garcia. Take a look at him. He's going to prison in California. 16 years he got for sexually assaulting 3 kids. And what he was asking him to do was like, man, it was bad, guys. It was some of the most damning, like, just gut-wrenching testimony you could probably ever hear. For her to, and the guy just sat there stone fucking cold, man. And then at the end, the parents shunned the kids. The parents shunned the people, like their kids. Like, the parents actually brought their kids to this guy, man. That's what makes it so sketchy with these cults, is that people are willing to bring their kids to these people on a platter. Be like, here you go. You're an apostle. You can do no wrong. Here you go. And they're doing some really, this is just another more proof that what's going on within the system is, it needs to be looked at. So obviously that guy, his church is probably going to go on down in Mexico, no doubt. He'll do 16 years up here, still run his fucking church from prison. That's if he makes it through the first month. I mean, that guy's going to prison, and he's going to be put on, he's going to be a high-profile prisoner. Really, they're going to have to watch him 24/7 so nobody gets a hold of him. Like, he's a rapist. He's a child molester, and in prison, everybody knows what happens there with child molesters. They just don't last long. It's a proven fact of life. So he will no doubt be kept on a special tier where he can't be touched, where he's safe, housed, and he's going to serve out his time. I don't know how old the guy is, but he's going to get out. He might, maybe if he survives the 16 years, and then he'll most likely go back to running his church. And in the end, what happened with this, like all the parishioners and everything prayed for him. That's what they do. They pray for these, when they get hit with these big sex crimes and stuff like that, the parishioners pray for him. They'd be like, oh, I just need you to forgive me. No, it's fucking sick what you guys are doing. Oh yeah, straight to protective custody. Fuck yeah, dude. Hell, dude, this case is high profile. This is a high profile case, man. And again, it's like, the judge says it. He was like, you're using religion. Like, you're using a pinnacle of faith, dude. Like, you're a fucking monster. And these people are, man. Marlon Jones. That guy's a fucking monster. You look at him and you just... I mean, if you listen to the testimonies, guys, I'm telling you, I won't tell you what's going on, but you listen to just Jane Doe number 1 and you listen to her testimony, and it's just... 16 years is all they gave him, man. And she sat there and begged and begged and begged, can you give him more time, please? 16 years isn't enough for what he's done. This guy was asking this girl to bring her little sister. Like some serious shit, dude. This is happening, man. And no, again, 16 years, Marlon Jones, is a slap on the hand, man. 16 years is a slap on the hand for what this guy did. I would think they would just put him in prison for life, man. And be like, dude, you're a danger to society. You can't do this anymore. But again, he'll still run his sermons from prison, you guys. That's what Warren Jeffs did. When Warren Jeffs came and talked on the phone, some of the women would come in and fucking take notes while he was giving his sermon from the fucking prison phone. So this guy will continue to preach his bullshit in prison, and the church will consider him being persecuted. That's it. Yeah, and that's the fucked up thing about it, Marlon Jones. That's the bad thing about it, bro. He'll come out with more followers than he had before, and he'll be more popular. And you look at the guy and he's a fucking slob, dude. He really is. You look at him and it's just like, dude. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why our government doesn't throw the book at these people, man. Slap on the wrist, 16 years. I mean, the guy looks in bad shape already. I mean, I don't think he'll make it to 16 years. I hope he doesn't. I really don't. He needs to fucking rot in prison for all I care. That's where he needs to go. One-way ticket, man. But I can agree with you, Marlon. He will come out with more followers than before. Yeah, JJ, that's true too. Pedos die in prison, dude. That's the thing, but he'll be, like Marlon said, JJ, he'll go straight to protective custody, dude. That's where he went, man. The second he was sentenced, he went straight to protective custody. They probably already knew what he was in there for. Straight to protective custody. I wouldn't want to be the fly on that wall either, dude. Would you? I mean, they'll jack that guy up, dude. Yeah, that's the sad part about it. Warren Jeffs, Nasson Joaquin Garcia, okay, David. Yeah, David's still quiet too, okay. And I recommend everybody still file fraud against him too, even though he's been quiet and he hasn't been putting any new content out for us, which is kind of a bummer. Because there is content out there, it's just gotta find it. and some of it's old, and most of the stuff I've been posting is somewhat old, guys. So just be aware of that too. But I'm looking through some of the, you gotta find channels and stuff, and they're out there. But David's got a lot of scrub accounts and stuff too. So there's a lot of channels with a lot of the same material, and sometimes you come across it, and it's kind of hard to remember what's there. So. Let's see here. This guy Nasson, he was out of I think Nasson also had a place in California too. I want to say he did. I mean, he slipped up. Yeah, let's see here. Okay, he's 53 right now, so 16 years. So he'll be 70 by the time he gets out of prison. That's if he survives the stint. How they didn't throw the book at this guy, man, I don't know. Let's see. So on June 3rd, okay, so June 3rd he was sentenced. Guilty. I mean, this church is, I guess it's well known down in Mexico. It's 5 million followers. Hit that like button too when y'all get in here. Hit that like or dislike, really. You don't have to like or dislike either way. But again, mega churches, and this guy's preaching to fucking millions of people, and again, they all just say, "Oh, just forgive him. It's okay. He's an apostle, and he can do no wrong." Let's see. And there's a woman that also pleaded guilty too, is like the handmaiden. She pled guilty in charges of basically being like this guy's Ghislaine Maxwell, like bringing the women in, grooming them, bringing them to this so-called apostle. And what I notice in the fucking media is the media needs to stop calling these fucking guys apostles, because they're not. They're fucking pedophiles. That's what they just should start calling them. Hey, this guy's a pedophile. He's not an apostle. He was doing this with kids in his congregation, in his church. So he's no longer an apostle, because it doesn't say in the Bible that an apostle is supposed to do that to children. Last time I checked. If I'm wrong, correct me, please. But last time I checked, that's wrong. Last time I checked, if you have those, even like, you're supposed to like tie a millstone around your neck and throw yourself in the deepest lake, and that's how you're supposed to kill yourself if you're going to harm a child. That's the correct way to kill yourself if you're going to do that to a child, from what I understand. Reading the Bible. Supposed to take a millstone, yep. 2 counts of forcible oral copulation involving minors, and 1 count of lewd act upon a child. 3 underage victims. Second co-defendant, also arrested in 2019, pled guilty in 2020 to 3 felony counts of contact with a minor for purposes of committing sexual offense, and 1 count of forcible sexual penetration. La Luz Del Mundo is the largest evangelical church in Mexico, dating back to the 20s, with branches in 50 countries and boasting about 5 million members. When an LA judge ordered Garcia to stand trial in August 2020, the church issued a statement defending their leader as wrongly accused, saying the charges against him stem from unsubstantiated anonymous allegations and blatant hearsay. It's all a fucking lie. The parents in this basically fucking shit on the kids that were the ones being assaulted. Sad story. Basic parents kicked the kids to the fucking curb, said, we don't believe you. You're lying. It's all lies. So here you have kids that have been damaged by the pastor, by the church, by their parents. All because of some sick fuck apostle wannabe. Thinks he's greater than everybody. Pretty disgusting, guys. That's only 3 that we know of, too. Think of how many. There's 3 that we know of that have already come out and told their stories. Think of how many he's probably done it to down in Mexico and got away with it. All over the world. Think of this guy traveling around the world to different countries and doing it, and just leaving a fucking trail of just like, oh man. Holy shit. Like, that's bad. Like, for people like this to have that kind of power, be able to jump in and out of other countries. Like, think of that. Like, this man's obviously been to other countries to do his sermons, I would like to think. Right? Being as great and as powerful and mighty as this piece of shit is, there's a good chance he's got victims and survivors in other countries. He hasn't done this once. This guy was brought... There was 36 original counts. They only got him on 3. Tells you about our failing justice system, pretty much, for the most part. I mean, our own justice system can't even find the right the right sentence for these guys anymore. I mean, these people are just being totally damaged. Sad day, man. Let's see here. Let's see. I think that's gonna kind of be it, man. It's gonna be a short live stream tonight. Everybody just needs to be made aware of this. Watch, Keep Sweet, Pray, and Obey. Definitely recommend that. That's a good... You need to watch it, man. Gotta watch it. It'll put a lot of things into perspective with what we're dealing with and the determination of these people and what they're willing to go through to keep their little fucking religious fucking pedo playground secret. That's exactly what Warren Jeffs did. David, his is a little more sinister. I mean, what makes it sinister is that we don't know what's going on. I mean, kind of for the most part, I mean, we know they're buying up mansions, but where the money's coming and going to, we don't know. So that's what makes it more sinister. Again, I recommend everybody file fraud against him. You should. They can't stop you. The IRS and the government isn't going to come knocking on your door if you file fraud against this corrupt organization. They can't and they won't. They can't throw away the documents because it would be illegal. Those are federal documents. Whether or not they'll follow through, I don't know. But I'm going to keep filing because that's what it takes. The IRS isn't just going to listen to one report. They gotta keep getting them in their inbox, and I just mailed them out today again. Like I said, man, kind of a short live stream tonight because, again, David's been quiet. So is Catherine Crick. And she's been pulling some shit, too. She's been doing, like, these fucking modeling shoots and shit over in other countries and making it look like she's doing all this great preaching and shit, and she's really not. I mean, look. Catherine Crick in Greece. Yeah. Really doing some great work for God there, Catherine. More like a fucking modeling shoot for your church, if you ask me. I mean, Catherine. Let's take a peek here. Here's some more of Catherine. Look, see? Modeling shoot. Modeling shoot. She got her little friend there, Chantel. And the thing is Catherine is always going to have somebody that's not as pretty as her around. That's the thing. Like, Chantel is to make Catherine look prettier, basically. That's the only reason she has Chantel around. It's a shitty thing to say, but it's pretty much true. There can't be anybody around Catherine that's prettier than her. But you guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and kind of wrap it, man. It's like I said, things have been quiet, things have been short. Trying to think anything on the backside of the channel. Like I said, everything's been quiet with David. I posted some stuff today with like names and documents and addresses and stuff of filings with the state. That way everybody can kind of look at them and see that, you know, Michelle's name is on a lot of shit now. So I want people to see that. There's documents out there that I pulled through certain, like, you know, state government offices, you know, that show, like, what they're doing. They kind of give an idea of the name changes and what they're doing with their shady fucking cult. And I don't, again, how nobody's caught on to this, I don't know. The documents are all right there. And, again, to get this shady-ass law firm involved, Winners and King, it makes this whole just even go deeper. Because, well, again, you guys, I don't know what firm would spend any time on David. It's just ridiculous. So again, everything's quiet, which is good. I mean, David's just running his bullshit reruns as usual. Okay. And still working on some stuff with the mansions. I'm still looking on some stuff on the backside with that. Looking at some more addresses in the appraisal district, things like that. So again, things have been quiet, which is nice. So maybe take a little break here for a little bit. We'll see. I will continue on doing the podcast. The podcast is going to be a little more direct and more focused on topics. Like, I think I'll probably do one just about the lawyers tomorrow on the podcast. Just because I want to kind of drive that one factor home of how these lawyers got involved with David. I mean, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. It put Winters and King on the map as a fucking corrupt ass law firm. It really did. It shows who they're doing business with. It connects all the dots. It shows who they're doing business with. So why not connect the dots some more? I've looked into Winters and King law firm, and I know exactly what they do. So, you guys stay safe, man. Have a good week. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them below. And again, I'll keep everybody updated on the community tab too. And again, I'm going to keep on David, man. This isn't going to stop, guys. I'm tired of these guys being able to get away with these things. I really am. Like, again, look what happened in the fucking church with this Nasson Garcia guy, man. Just shows there's no oversight. So, you guys have a good weekend. Stay safe, and hit me up if you've got any questions. See ya.